New, Diddy!
Young LA, what up, though?
Yo, daddy!
You funny, son. What's up, man? Back
Diddy, we are back at it once again, man.
another Sunday, man.
It's what's the science with the Lab Coat Boys, man. We are the Lab Coat Boys. Shout out to my guy, New Diddy, man. We've been doing this for this our
Well,
fifth week, bro.
fifth week,
Fifth
fifth
week.
week,
We've been
man.
doing this for 5 weeks
So
so far.
persistence beats resistance. Anytime that you want to do something, 9 times out of 10, if you just do it, sometimes planning don't work. Just do it, and some people, actually, a lot of people, believe it or not, are better off at just doing it. Sometimes when you make a plan, you plan to fail, you fail to plan, right? But
Oh,
but sometimes you just have to just do it, or else you will never get started. You're looking for the right time, and that was us. We've been talking about starting the podcast for a couple of years now, and we
now
just
we finally doing it.
yeah, we never did it because like Malcolm, like, yo, we just need to shoot him. Like, Malcolm, we need some better equipment, man. We need some mics,
Look at look at how we doing it now.
and we just doing it. And we do have all of our equipment now. We have the mics, we have the headphones.
But
But
stupid COVID.
even then, like, we had the equipment, we still didn't.
We
We
didn't
still
we
didn't
didn't
do it.
execute the way that we
Yes,
needed to at the moment. We
at the
will
moment,
at the moment.
but when we say, yo, let's just do this thing in a group, and we just did it, and so far so good. So we here now.
Spending Black Matters, what up? We changed the name of the group. What is it going on 2 weeks now?
Yeah, about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been
Uh,
about 2 weeks since we changed the name of the group. So, what's up to everybody? Please leave comments, talk to us. Leave comments down, share this.
please
I know
share,
it's on
please share.
my personal Facebook, Nudi's personal Facebook share. We're gonna give you guys a lot of value tonight. Hopefully Shanika does pop on. Shout out to her and being in the space to be our guest this week. So we waiting for her to pop on. But until then, me and Nudie got a shit ton of stuff to talk about, right?
Let's talk. Oh man, let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, we got
This
we
was a
got we got
very
a lot to talk about. A lot
yeah,
has transpired this week, especially for the culture,
for the culture,
for the
man.
Black culture, for us. You know what I mean? All right, New Diddy, what's at the top, man? Let's just go ahead and run it down, baby.
Listen. So first of all, I do want to talk about. It was an epic moment, in hip hop. Uh, this week.
Yeah,
Was it Thursday?
Thursday.
So for those who for all of our hip hop heads or people that listen to rap music, there was a very important, I'm gonna say very important verse
Very.
for the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Young Jeezy, Gucci Man. Like I've been throwing, typing and saying certain things on Facebook, and certain people who, if you don't know, you don't know, but if you know, you know. So like I was typing things about the battle as it was going on, and so the verses is it's kind of like a hip hop stage, rather, between, it's like artists, they kind of like battle with their hits. So for those who don't know what verses is, it's something that was created by Timberland and Swiss Beats, and they do kind of like it's a virtual event, and they get together with certain artists, new and old. Well, you have to have a certain catalog. So I guess mainly older artists
Or people who got hits.
or people who got hits, and they play these hits back and forth while they're telling stories about how they made these hits. And just it's a really good. It's
To
really
give context, Nudie, when they created it in the midst of a pandemic.
in the midst, yeah, in the midst of a
We'll
pandemic.
go into that a little bit later too, but keep going, Nudie.
Yeah, we'll dive deep into that. But so for the backstory of Jeezy and Gucci Man, they've had beef for about 15 years. And it was really serious beef, and they haven't spoken to each other. They were throwing shots at each other, and I
Gucci
think
Man was going in, but I thought he was gonna fight.
yeah, I did. I think I thought they were going to fight. To be honest, but what I think was important about this versus battle with everything going on, in not just hip hop, but in the streets. You know, a lot of people are dying behind gun violence, and when you look at our music, you know, our music is portraying these violent acts. You know, a lot of our, you know, a lot of some of our hip hop music, you know, they talk about killing and violence and things like that. So for Jeezy and Gucci to squash that 15-year beef, it was big for the culture because there are so many rap beefs that are really serious, and people are dying behind you know, behind these rap beefs or just in general. So like I think that trickles down to the streets, and I feel like when they squashed it, you know, people who were in the streets, they looked at it and was like, yo, you know what, like why are we really beefing and why are we killing each other? Like we
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that's how they took it.
I mean, but Gucci came out firing right
Yo,
from the rip with a diss track. So you know, just seeing that, I thought, and Gucci, I think was a little petty, throughout the entire verses, like real petty, because me and you was texting. I'm like, yo, they about to fight. You know what I mean?
it
But
was it's not saying that it's warranted, but like the beef, I guess the beef started when um you know they were, I guess they had an issue when Jeezy said something on the track saying that, you know, he offered 10,000 eyes for somebody to go snatch his chain, go get that.
and
And
that in the streets, that's some real, that's
in the
death right
streets,
there. That's
so
death.
apparently that not
Allegedly.
allegedly, I don't think the guy was Jeezy's associate, but he was from Jeezy's hood, and he went to go snatch Gucci Man chain, and Gucci Man killed the guy in self defense. And you know, like, so allegedly Gucci didn't really send somebody at him. He just said it in the music, but that just showed how much influence, you know, he had. And you know, for them to go in and do what they did, like, so Jeezy, I understand why he's upset. You know, like his life was threatened and could have possibly ended in a different way. But nonetheless, that battle. Let's talk about the battle. The battle was epic, man. Like,
Was it? Yo, bro, they were, yo, I now Gucci, I like Gucci. Don't get it twisted. But for those years from when uh them boys had came out, like right from the rip, like we some boys in the hood, sell anything for profit. I was like, who is this guy, Young Jeezy? Who is this guy, Young Jeezy? Because he carried the song, right? And
yeah,
all the way back in 02, 03, it's like, yo, that down south influence, what didn't it really truly infiltrate, the up top. You had your Cash Money and you had, Master P and whatnot, but that down south hard vibe really didn't infiltrate up top until Jeezy really came into the scene, in the early 2000s. I mean, there's a couple other artists as well, but Jeezy was one of the ones who broke into the North and was like, yo, what is this sound? What am I listening to right now? But yeah, we some boys in the hood, hell,
yeah.
anything. Like, oh, what's
Yo,
this?
that
So
that that track and trap or die. I remember, what was that,
that
2004,
mixtape was
2005?
ridiculous. Yes.
I used to drive back and forth from Dell State to New York. My
Oh,
guy,
shout out to C's.
yeah, my guy sees we had a clothing store at Dell State on campus, and we used to drive to New York, you know, four times a week from Dover, and that was our ride, like that was our hustlers ambition. That was our hustlers music, man. We used to drive to that G, and you know he like his catalog, like Trap or Die, Motivation 103, like
Can you say it's the is
Freedom
Jeezy's first
103.
album? Is that a classic, Nudie?
Yes, Trapper.
Now I'm talking about caliber classic, like Blueprint type classic, Ready to Die, It's Dark and
Bro,
Hell's Hot. Do you put it up there with that,
yo,
Nudie?
it was, bro. It's a. I'm just gonna
It's
say it's
up
a
there.
classic.
It's up
I'm not.
there.
It's a classic like that. Like that whole album from start.
Rooted to the tutor from the top to the bottom,
Yeah.
bro.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But you know, Jeezy, I'm not gonna lie, and my shout out to my guy Jammers. You know, he hit me up the day after and was telling me like, man, is you crazy, man? Like, man, Gucci Man is like Jeezy ain't have nothing on Gucci. I'm like, yo, bro, like Gucci cool, but like to me, I listened to Gucci, but like
But you
even
ain't listen to Gucci.
I ain't listen
You
to him
ain't
and
feel
stuff.
him.
He had some hits, but like his impact on Atlanta, I will say like Gucci is one of the most influential rappers in Atlanta, and what he did for the culture. Like he put on a lot of people were birthed out of Gucci, and he put a lot of people on it, and he really
Out of
gave them
Gucci or Jeezy?
no Gucci.
Okay.
Gucci put a like a lot of them little youngins, man, Young Thug and like you got Coach and P in terms of like um them managing. Like Gucci was the first guy that they managed, P and Coach, like, and they put it, he put them on, like he put them on. When you look at the Migos, Lil Baby, like all of them came under Guap, under Gucci, man. But that battle, nonetheless, it was epic. It was dope for the culture. They had one. Think about this. Stream wide, there were 1.7 million people watching at one time. Like
That was just on Instagram though, Nudie.
yeah,
We
that was
was
that was
watching it in the shop. We were watching it on Apple Music. So it was 1.7 million on Instagram. I don't even
YouTube.
know how many YouTube. I don't even know how many people's watching on YouTube or Apple Music, bro. Let's
Yeah.
just say it was 2 million people altogether, bro. I'm confident in saying at least 2 million people across the board, bro. Easy. Easy.
So when it comes to digital media in terms of like the game has changed.
Immensely.
Think about if that was a concert.
Oh my God.
Like what I'm saying is you can't get 1.7 million. There's no venue big enough to get a 1.7
When
million.
was the last time we had 1 million people in one venue? 1995.
Oh, Million Man March.
And I don't even think that was a full million.
But like just think about in terms of just being in a digital space. Like there is so much money and things being made, and it's less. You don't have to worry about like production, like certain things you don't have to really worry about. But I think when it comes to even COVID, is showing us that you know the world, one, is not that big, right? And two, that you don't have to, like, the old ways of doing things, like the traditional ways of doing things, like that's dinosaur. Like those days are over, right? So if you don't keep up, and you have to always, like, every day is college, right? Like, you have to continuously keep learning because things are forever changing. So if you don't stay ahead of the game, or keep up, like, your business that was yesterday in today's market, like, be out of business, like literally overnight.
I agree 100%. And what I really want to do is, like, real quick, I want to take like a somewhat of a deep dive into why this Jeezy, it was just epic. Just it in and of itself was just 100% super epic, right? But I want to
Yeah.
kind of like, let's go a little bit deeper into that new, like, yo, when you talk about, we talk about marketing and branding all the time here on, well, just us, me and you in general, right? When you
Yeah.
think about just product placement, right? Product placement. Not only was it product placement,
Well, my
but
bad. Tariq said it was 837,000 people at the Million Man March.
exactly. See, I knew it wasn't a million people. I knew it wasn't a million people at the Million Man March, but and that was in 1995, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in 1995. So just like you said, just being in this digital space right now is we really fucking the culture up right now, because not in a bad way, in a good way, because you just can't, like you said, you just can't achieve these numbers at no physical venue anywhere in the world. There's no physical venue that can fit a million people in it. But like I said, just diving a little bit deeper to kind of like bring this all the way back into spending black matters in a business sense, right? Like when you talk about product placement, but also not just the product placement, they literally when as they were building up to this, I mean, I know it was like maybe not like a digital run as if like somebody was putting out a movie, but at the same time, these versus battles are really starting to get, well, they've already gotten so much attention that people are actually running like little small campaigns leading up to the versus battle, right? So now
The roll
people
up,
are
yeah, the
actually
roll up.
putting that thought into like, oh, we got this versus battle, we're gonna have a lot of eyeballs that we
Mm-hmm.
don't normally have. So how can we monetize this, maximize the opportunity to with this versus opportunity, right? Like I'm just look like as I was looking in the background, of course, Ciroc, you had
Yeah,
Stacey Abrams came on for
yeah, yo,
for a minute or two and talked about the power of voting as and people who are listening now. Georgia flipped in this previous presidential race. Georgia flipped from a red state into a blue state, and Stacey Abrams, and I know it was a actual a group of black women, so shout out to all
yeah.
of them who actually aided in that flip. But you got to think about how powerful that is for her to come onto that stage in Georgia at that particular time in the middle of this epic verses, bro. What you think about that, bro? That shit is crazy, dog.
Nah, yeah. I mean, but it's one. It goes to show how influential our culture is, right? Like, where else, culture wise, can you go where you can see 1.7 million people come together virtually online for something like a rap battle? Like that's unheard of.
A
And,
rap battle, bro.
but I think that we have to understand how significant that was, but the power in the black people and just like our culture that we can no longer. I said this before, but we can no longer allow people to come in and monetize off our culture without us being able to monetize it. Actually, even more because we hold the leverage. We hold the leverage.
Dr. Ya
Uh,
said, hey y'all.
hey, Doctor Ya.
Dr. Ya, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with you? I could
BS,
I
BSU, what it
call her
do?
Dr. Ya. Shout out to Dr. Ya, one of our
Yes,
one
Doctor
of the
Hughes.
black women that holds us down.
Yep.
Shout out to you. What's up, Dr. Ya? Um,
But
yeah, but
that like our culture is so important, and we have to like really understand that the power that we have, and I think that really showed. And for it's on Apple. Like I could only imagine what Apple was paying.
to get
Like
that on their platform, and they've been having it on their platform for a little bit.
yeah, yeah,
Think about I'm always thinking about like how many people are subscribed to Apple Music that was getting notifications right straight to their phone, like yo Jeezy and Gucci Man versus battle. I wonder how much how I wonder how many streams that they got after the battle. I know their streams. I should have looked up the information prior to, but I know their stream. It's almost the same difference when somebody dies, right? When somebody dies and they were a big musician, their music streams shoot through the freaking roof, right?
yeah,
So like,
yeah,
I wonder how many streams that they got off of all their old shit, right? And then not Gucci, Jeezy dropped the album, The Recession
yeah.
2, which is a phenomenal fucking album. Phenomenal album. He dropped it, boom, right after the verses and the video with Rick Ross, where they really showcased, the collaboration of black people doing high luxury type stuff, man. The energy was real, bro. The energy was real, bro.
Yeah, the energy was real. Like, and but see, the thing too is what it showed too is like a lot of times like our models in terms of how we monetize. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a cash transaction where it's
Yes.
personal. You know, so like a lot of times when we as black people when we do certain things, we don't look. We need to look more at sponsorship because we have this leverage. It's not about like cash transactions. If you know you can bring X amount of people, you can actually make more money by not charging and making that thing for free and getting sponsors to pick up the tab. Where overall, like it's a bigger it's a bigger play. And I think what Jeezy and them did, like they rolled out perfect. Like he dropped his album, right? Which he probably like marketing, like he didn't have to market his album like
At
before.
all. He did not have to market at all. And then that same day, though, Newly, like we're talking about just earned media, and that's something whoever is listening to who's ever listening to our podcast right now, our video right now, is that the
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. What's Tariq dropping now? Oh, it's
he
on your
must
story.
wait. He must be Tariq. I don't
It's
see
on
the
your page. On your page. On
It
your
must
page.
be on my page. It's on my page. All right, I'm looking. I'm on my page right now. Okay. Tariq, go into Spending Black Matters and comment, and then I can see the comments off of that. I'm gonna text them back. But anyway, what you was Tariq threw us off for 2 seconds because Tariq is a funny Negro. What you go what you were saying, Nudie?
In terms of marketing, like um today, the way we market today is totally different than before. Like you have to be, if you're really creative, you can find ways where you don't have to spend marketing dollars. And I feel like I think a lot of people showed it. Like I think Jay did when Jay did his rollout. What album was that? When he had was it Magna Carta?
Yeah, when he did it on just straight on Samsung. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
I don't know why I just say Facebook user, but I know that's Tariq.
it's on the page.
Yeah. I told him to go comment on the page because he was dropping jewels. I wanted to make sure that he get his files while he can still smell them. But hold on, I'm actually gonna read off the comments that Tariq was dropping. So prior to we was talking about this, we were talking about the Million Man March. Tariq said it was 837,000 people at the Million Man March. And Tariq said, can we talk about how Gucci Man had Black Air Force energy for 90 minutes? Because he definitely did, right? Yeah. So and Tariq also said on an average, artists sees when they pass away. Up there, go right there. Most artists in the versus battle see a 30% bump in
30%.
streams. 30% bump in streams. That's crazy, bro.
He owned his masters.
I don't know. I would safely assume that Jeezy would own his masters after we've been in a vicious cycle, especially with musical artists and just control of data. I would think that they are smart enough to recognize like that they need to be owning their masters and the data from their masters and whatnot. But as you were saying, you know what, Mark? You know what I'll be thinking about when I see these versus battles now is how Popeye's chicken. They didn't do any marketing whatsoever, but they had when I actually went into the did some research with the Popeyes chicken sandwich and how it went viral on Twitter, they got $23 million worth of marketing for free.
Yeah.
For the free. I'm sure that versus Swiss and them had put some type of money, some type of something on the back end to this, but like the numbers that they probably got 2017 Jeezy secured the rights to all his masters. Yo, we need Tariq to be the information man. We need him to be the information man. But yeah, like I said, them securing his masters is huge.
Hey, real quick, Tariq is our Black Google, man. Keep it coming, Rick.
Yeah, Tariq is our Black Google. So man, just like I said, Nudie, the earned media that they were getting on Instagram, like they got a shit ton of free marketing, bro. And I know a lot of businesses that are in our group, they struggle with marketing. If you guys are ever in a space where you're struggling with marketing, make your business relevant to the culture. Like we are in Spending Black Matters, and it's exactly what we say that it is. It's Spending Black Matters. When you're talking about what Jeezy and Gucci Man do, and not even just that, prior to with the other artists who were a part of the verses, they made whatever they had. I'm pretty sure as soon as they knew that they were going to have a verses, they made whatever they had going on relevant to the culture, right? And relevancy to the culture is essential to your marketing and who your target demographic is. Right now, inside of this group, our target demographic is what? Us, Black people. What do we like? What do we like to watch? What platforms are we on? Make your product or your brand relevant to the culture.
No,
Which I need to pay attention to is how
no,
is.
no, know your audience.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I don't know why Tariq's face not coming up, but
What I need to
I know this is Tariq. Hold on, Tariq. We're going to talk about this, bro. This is on our agenda. I don't know why his face not popping up.
That's on the list. That's definitely on the list.
This is on the list right now. So we'll go about that. We're gonna finish talking about Jeezy and
you spot on though, Rick. You spot on. You spot on.
Yes. So for all y'all that don't know, before we like really get into that, Clubhouse is beta testing. Clubhouse is a new app that's being beta tested right now. We'll kind of go into that, and then we'll go into that a little bit later. So yeah, y'all, Jeezy, Gucci, but just the actual. Okay, so let's push away from all the marketing, but like the hits were timeless. The hits were classics. I was a little bit tipsy while I was listening to some of Jeezy's songs, because that Trapper Die, Thug Motivation 101, TM 103, Recession, man. Jeezy got hits for days, bro.
It took me to 2005, and I could vividly remember where I was at during those times. Like immediately, it's funny because immediately, like I said, like my guy C's hit me up, and immediately like he shot me a text like, "Yo, bro, remember those trips going to New York, bumping that Jeezy?" Like, you know, so one thing about music always take you to a place, whether it's a good place or bad place, a time in your life that you was doing whatever. That's one thing that music is good for. But I really feel like just the versus battle thing in general. We're not gonna spend too much time on that, but it was Swiss and Timberland. That was fucking genius.
They're doing a phenomenal job, yo. They're doing a phenomenal job with putting the right people together, you know, because they understand the culture. They understand who it is that they really talking to, right? Like, you haven't seen no shade to, you know, my white brothers and sisters, right? To my allies, right? Gucci paid most of his mixtape James. Oh, hold on. He has the most control over it. This was a well thought out business move. Yes.
He played all of his classic hits.
And I think that's what he had to, though, to somewhat even compete with Jeezy. He had to, but
in that regard, I think it was a competition. Just like, how do we monetize off of this platform? And you're right, Tariq. That was a well thought out business move.
It was, and like I was saying, like these versus battles, bro. Like these versus battles are geared towards the culture, bro. Like Swiss and Timberland are students of the game. Like, it just, you know, they've been making hits after hits after hits for so many different well-known artists, right? So they're students of the game. They know the culture, right? So when they're putting together these battles, and they're like perfectly fit for, like I said, the culture. Jeezy versus Gucci, Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight, Brandy and Monica. Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, like that versus, like, that was on the same level as Gucci and Jeezy because of the history, what happened before that actual you know, versus battle. But also you gotta actually think, like, when we talk about these versus battles, and this is something that I wanted to point out real quick before we move to the next topic, like the growth and maturity and how people are really coming together and collaborating after years of maybe beef or animosity or this and that and that. The third, really showing true signs of growth. You got to think about, like, you know, like Brandy and Monica.
Yeah. And I always love the idea of collaboration over competition. And the fact that they're like what Swiss and Timberland is doing. I love the fact that they own and control from the beginning to the end. And normally in those positions, there's always, you know, another like Jewish person or white person or that owns it and own these ideas that we have. And I love that they own it, they control it. and whatever they say goes is how it's going to go. And I think that's really important, ladies and gentlemen. Ownership, like we got to
Ownership.
more ownership, man. I think that in itself is dope. Yo, that 50 Ja Rule joint would be
People
super.
will people. I think that they will make that happen. That 50 and Ja Rule
Nah, but
joint.
listen, I don't think I think like I was watching an interview with 50 in the Breakfast Club, and he was saying they was talking about him in Game. He said he would do a versus with Game. So that could be that might be a thing. Maybe I think he might do it with Game before he would do it with Ja Rule.
Ja Rule will be.
That yo that might be the biggest versus.
Yeah, that would shut the internet down. Like that would shut the internet down. Like getting them two dudes in the room and doing verses, that would shut the internet down. But going back to your point, and I want everybody to not miss what Nudie just said. Ownership, 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 right? We're in this group talking, and we've talked about ownership, right? But I think actually I kind of feel like our not that it's a bad thing that we're talking about certain types of ownership, but I don't want to limit our conversation around ownership, right? Like when we talk about ownership, usually typically, right, we're talking about ownership of business, ownership of real estate, ownership, like we kind of stay in that realm when ownership is when we talk about these platforms, these digital platforms, ownership of your data, ownership of your rights to your creativity on these digital platforms is so extremely important. When you talk about all these classic artists talking about owning their masters, owning their masters, owning their masters, it's important because when you own this music is timeless, right? It's going to be played on and on and on and on and on and on forever. It's the same exact concept when you own the data from your own platform, be it your website, be it you're collecting data. We are collecting a lot of data from our Facebook group, right? So that we could transfer it over to our own platform. Owning your digital data will continue to pay you forever if you own it and you really know how to extrapolate the information and push it forward, right?
But
So I don't want to miss that point.
think about how important it is if you don't own your data, right? So say for example, if Facebook was to either shut your page down, or a glitch might happen during Black Friday. We know like that whole Black Friday week, Christmas week is when of course the biggest quarter. Fourth quarter is the biggest quarter in terms of revenue with businesses, and you don't own the emails, right? Like it's
Nudie, you went on mute.
so look, so if you don't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So if you don't own your data in terms of emails, phone numbers, addresses, uh, you have to you can't reach the consumer, right? And even if that doesn't happen with Facebook and all that stuff doesn't shut down, you have to pay to play. When you own your data, you can cut the middleman out and go direct to consumer. So that's why it's really important when it comes to owning your data, and we have to be more intentional about owning our data. Like that's something that we have to. It's worth more than it's the
It's
new
gold.
it's the new currency.
Yeah, it's
That
gold.
is the
It's
new currency.
oil. Attention is currency, and if you could collect data from the attention that you're acquiring across the board, it's gold. It's data. And to your point, right? When we're talking about collecting the data, let's not limit it to emails, right? Because I got a shit ton of text messages from every politician that's in Delaware this
God.
past political season, like text messaging and things that literally are going straight to people's phones. So you talk about text messaging, notifications if you have them turned on. You're talking about emails, like, and then we're going to segue into talking about what's next on the list. But before we get there,
Yeah,
so don't limit your data to just collection of emails. You need those. You need
need that.
emails, but it's a collection of a whole bunch of stuff that can really help you to push your brand to another level. So I hope that you guys here on Spending Black Matters, or just listening to What's the Science with us. I hope you guys are really being intentional about collecting your data, as Nudie said. But yeah, we've been on this one for probably about a good 15, 20 minutes. Let's move to the next, bro.
So one thing that we want to talk about now is Clubhouse. For
Yes.
those who don't know about Clubhouse, I'll give a little brief synopsis. I'll let Malcolm take it over. So Malcolm actually introduced me to Clubhouse, and the thing I love about it is it's like an invite only. So it's like if you know, you know.
Exclusive.
If you don't, then you don't, right? So and it's all conversation based. So it's not pictures. It's not like all you do is talk, right? You can't send DMs. You can't tag people unless you're tagged to a group. I kind of let Malcolm elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, so Clubhouse is literally a it's a speaking platform where you have several different rooms or clubs where it's almost like yeah, Tariq said, yeah, he introduced you, but he left me in the cold. I only got one invite,
Hey,
Tariq. I only got
hey,
one
Tariq,
invite.
Tariq, Malcolm is cold blooded, man. I'll tell you about that
Oh,
later, man.
oh,
It's
oh, oh,
cold blooded,
I'm
man.
cold blooded. I
Cold blooded.
invited you. I'm cold blooded.
No,
Yo,
not towards me. I'm talking about towards Tariq. But Tariq,
nah,
listen, I'm a
Tariq, my guy. Big body, small wheels is my guy.
Tariq, CNN, man. CNN, man. We here, bro. You my guy, man. I talk
Me
I
and
talk
Nutty
to you
don't want to
offline
talk
about this,
about
man.
CNN right now because both of y'all trash. But anyway, so Clubhouse is a it's a platform where influencers are coming to speak about their brand. I've seen a lot of people talk about mental health. I've
Yeah.
seen people talk about relationships, content creation, music production.
Mhm.
I've seen CEOs and VCs be on the same platform as hood niggas, right? Like this Clubhouse platform is literally it's a platform where people just literally come and speak. So as I said, you have clubhouses where you have a central topic and you can have multiple people join your club. If any of you guys have the opportunity to be on Clubhouse, we're waiting for our clubs to be approved.
Yep.
We have Spending Black Matters that's waiting to be approved. We got, I think I did What's the Science? We're waiting for that to be approved as well. So anyway, as you go inside these rooms, if you create a room or you go inside these rooms, you can either be a moderator or you can be brought up on a stage or you could be in the audience. It's literally like a speaking conference. It's
Right, yeah.
like it was like the loop. It was like the loop of the party line back in the day
Yo,
where you
yo,
could
yo,
dial
remember
in.
the party line back in the day? 9-5 max. Y'all remember that? Who remember the party line, y'all? Tell me somebody that remember the party line.
Yeah, so literally you can on the actual platform on the interface on the user interface you can actually see what people are talking about. You can see the people who are on the stage that are in these rooms that have been created by the people. So we're people and like we said, it's only been for iPhone and it's exclusive. You cannot
Right,
get on there.
it's only iPhone users. I
It's
forgot
only
about
iPhone, and you have to be invited on there. Shout out to my boy, my boy Travaris. He works over at Facebook. He's been in Cali for quite some time. But shout out to my boy Travaris. He invited me to Clubhouse maybe about 10 days ago, and I have literally connected with some dope creators because as we said, it's invite only, and you in order for you to be inside of the room and to be a speaker and or a moderator, you have to be invited
it.
to these rooms. And so me and Nudie, we've been invited to multiple rooms. We've been speakers in multiple rooms. And last week I talked to India Ari for 30 minutes about relationships, right? That's how direct you
Yep.
are in these rooms with these people if you're invited on the stage with these people. So this is literally going to revolutionize how we interact with one another, like how we connect with one another, how we interact with one another. And I'm happy that we're in a space to beta test this application because, like I said, you are literally having direct contact with movers and shakers in the industry. Like we do marketing and being able to connect with bigger brands, being able to connect with angel investors, VCs, being able to connect with high level influencers and some celebrities, right? It's major because there's no more the degrees of separation were already like you. Now they're like they don't
Yeah,
even I don't even know if they exist anymore.
yeah, it's kind of like you're literally in the room with some of like I'm talking about like some of the top tech people at Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Like I was in the room talking with like Joe Buttons, who else? P&B Rock, like record execs, like literally. And the thing is,
people who make decisions.
yeah, but it also goes to show that you know more than you think you know. Like a lot of times, like we put people on these high pedestals, and not saying they don't know what they know, but we question ourselves because maybe we're not in this particular position or where we want to be, but not knowing that you just got to keep going. Like a lot of these people, like they're regular people just like us, right? And you know, just it's one of those things where you just have to continue to do what you're doing, trust in what you're doing, and believe in your vision, and just keep going. And whatever you want to do, you can do it.
And and to Nudi's point, right? And I want everybody to really recognize this, because I want, as we're doing this podcast, we want to give you guys like real tangible things that you can do. Be confident, as Nudi said, be confident in what you know. Me and Nudi, we oftentimes we get frustrated. Is that the right word? Maybe not frustrated, but we're just kind of we're taken aback sometimes. Whereas we're like, hey, we see these industry people who are doing major, major influential campaigns or whatnot. And then we hear the ideas that are coming out of their mouth, or we hear the strategies that they're coming out and they're advising, high level campaigns, right? And we're just like, yo, we know all this shit. Like, we know this shit and we know how to execute this shit. And then we're sitting here listening to these people. And that's why this Clubhouse app is revolutionary. And also, going back to what I was saying with Nudie, like, be confident in what you know, because Nudie and I, as we've been in these rooms and been on stage and talking back and forth with, these tech people, these marketing people, science people, or mental health people, we've been able to be in a space where it literally confirms what we know, and it confirms our knowledge. It confirms our set of skills and what we can do, and the type of influence that we have, especially as we give our input to these rooms. And people are really listening. They're really listening, and they're really that people be in the rooms all the time talking about, can you slow down a little bit because I'm taking notes. They're like literally taking notes.
But do you know that? If you know, do you know that Clubhouse actually opened up where you can invite more people? It happened today. It sent me a message saying I can invite. I got 3 invites that I can invite 3. I don't know if I should have said that on here though, because yeah.
Listen, bro, I'm selling my invites, bro.
Yo, listen, no, but it's funny because people have been selling invites because like people want to get in. I mean, you know how it is. Like when something is new, like everybody wants to be a part of that or be the first. Especially if you're an influencer, like how can something like that go on and I not be invited or you not be invited, like or whoever those people feel as though that they are those early adapters. Like how can they not be in the mix? But how can I not get an invite? Right?
I'm sitting here looking through my invites, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I do have 3 more invites. I got 3. They're valuable right now. But anyway, anyway, yeah, y'all, this is this Clubhouse app, and like Tariq has said earlier, I'm gonna put on the what Tariq has said earlier. Tariq's not Facebook user, but it's Tariq. We know it's big body, small wheels. But he said what y'all need to pay attention to is how Clubhouse has reinvented conferences. Within the next 6 months, you're going to see large speaker sessions and conferences via Clubhouse. Absolutely, you're already starting to see.
They're starting to do it now, like in these rooms, like the one room, there's up to like 300 people in a room, and it really is a virtual conference because you only have certain speakers that is in the on the main stage. Everyone else is literally listening. You have to be invited to the main stage, but in order for you to be at the main stage, you have to have you have to bring value in some kind of way And unless people know you, the only way for you to bring value is for you to go in these different rooms, even when there are like maybe like 5 or 6 people in those rooms, and give your point of view and add value. Where they say, hey, you know what, man, I was in this one room with Malcolm, and oh man, he has so much great information. So when you pop up in these other rooms, they will want to invite you to the main stage. And as you're talking, and you make good points, and you sound like an expert, people are they're
They will
literally
follow you and send you
based
a
on
message.
information that you give,
Yes.
which which I love that because you have to be who you say you are. You can't fake
Yes.
this on Clubhouse. You can't.
You cannot fake the funk because they will hit you as you are talking. They will send you a message and be like, "Hey, I talked to you on Clubhouse. You're talking right now. Wanted to send you a message to connect with you."
But but
Literally,
but but you gotta make it clear. Like when they send you a message, the only way you can send a message is if
it's
you
through
have
Instagram.
you have your Twitter or
Your
Instagram.
Twitter and your Instagram connected.
And
Yes.
that's how they send messages. You can't. They don't have a inbox.
Which I think for real, I think they should keep it that way. I'm trying to think in my mind how the actual app will develop over time. I think they should keep it that way because you have your Twitter and your Instagram connected, and people are able to connect with you off of these other platforms.
Yeah.
It'll probably keep their platform from being, I guess, bogged down with all the extra shit. But yeah, virtual conferences will be via sound, and sound is something that's going to be for all my spending black people, right? What are we, Nudie and I, right now? Literally, we are doing a podcast, right? It's visual. We'll give you guys tangible information about marketing, the culture, and whatever else that we feel like we want to talk about, right? But sound is something that you could do passively, right? And if you guys aren't in a space to build your brand on something, a soundbite such as a podcast, and then also we're right now you're utilizing this platform every time that we, and I'm giving you guys the game. What
Well,
we do, you guys can do, right? So you're seeing this visually. You can
Food,
see me
food,
and Nudie.
food for thought. So get a plate.
Yeah, there you go. Food for thought. So get a plate, right? You're seeing this visually, right? So we take these videos that we've done, we throw them up on YouTube, right? So we can get our YouTube cracking. But we also
Immediately.
take the sound and we put it on Anchor. And
Yep.
Anchor distributes our sound from our podcast to every podcast platform. So our podcast is now on Apple, it's on
Yep.
Google, it's
Spotify.
on Spotify, it's on Anchor. So we are in a position, we've already, Nudie and I, we already have a shit ton of social currency, right? So now we're just building upon our social currency to drive people to these platforms to build more and more and more brand. And as I'm going to my next point, sound is what it's going to be. Clubhouse is a application that uses nothing but sound. That should
Mhm.
let you know which way the world is going. The world, people aren't even paying, they're paying attention to videos, but
Sound. Think about Alexa.
Alexa,
What else? Siri.
Google, Siri, the Google, I forget what the joint is called from Google, but like people are going to be in a space where they're going to be in the bathroom, in the shower, and be like, yo, Alexa, well, they're probably already doing this. Alexa,
Yeah.
order my soap from
Yeah. I ran out of toilet
Walmart.
paper. Yes.
Like
Technology, man.
technology is crazy, and if you guys aren't understanding, we always talk to you guys about the power of technology and why you need technology in your brand. This is one of the reasons why, because if you don't utilize the technology that's right in front of you right now, you will be lost in the sauce.
Look,
Period.
look,
Point blank period.
look at our kids right now. Right? They're teaching us things that my daughter teaches me stuff every day. Right? But I know that I need to learn and know these things so I can stay you know with the times. Because like in business, I don't care if like think about what companies were not able to pivot and are now obsolete, Malcolm, because of COVID.
40% of black businesses were not able to
I'm talking
pivot.
about even big companies.
Oh, too many of them. Toys R Us went out of business.
Get
Sears,
them out of here.
J.C. Penney.
Get them out of here.
the list goes on and on and on. Why? Because they didn't believe in the internet. And even us, we aren't even harnessing and leverage. This is transparent moment. Like we have maximized our voices to a certain extent, but we even got to go to another level and really take it to the top. Why? Because the internet is changing every single day. Social media platforms are changing every single day. And people always talk about the algorithm this, the algorithm that. Man, fuck that algorithm. Put that shit out there. Keep putting that shit out there.
Put it, you have to, one, you have to be consistent. Like, and they'll tell you the algorithm, the way you kind of dismantle the algorithm is, one, is being consistent.
Yes.
Right. And but that's the main ingredient to anything as far as being successful. You have to be consistent. And that's how you defeat the algorithm of life in general.
Oh, I like that. Nudie, write that down.
No, it's tattooed in my brain, bro.
Oh, my boy, hold on. Let me get it. My boy said, to defeat the algorithm of life, you gotta be consistent. Oh,
gotta be consistent. That's gonna go in my quote book too, man. FYI.
Oh, thank you, New. Yo, I appreciate your life for saying that, bro. That made me happy, dog.
I knew you would get a kick out of that, man.
Yes, I did. The algorithm of life. Oh, you gotta be consistent to beat the algorithm of life. Man, that was heavy, Nudie. But yeah, y'all, this Clubhouse thing, like I said, I know that we are currently waiting for our clubhouses to be approved. There's some clubhouses that's within the app that have 6,000-7,000 members, because some of these people have been on this app since the beginning of COVID.
How long has the app been out? Like,
I had to be out since earlier this year. I don't know exactly when, but it had to be out earlier this year, because a lot of people have already been on there for several months. And
most people, I haven't seen anybody that said before October.
Interesting. I've heard multiple people say that they've been on the app prior to well, not prior to, but they've been on the app for multiple months, because one of the clubhouses that I'm in has 6,000 members. You can't just get 6,000 members overnight in this clubhouse joint, especially with the level of exclusivity that it has right now at the moment. You just can't get that many people being on here for just a couple of weeks, unless you like a A-list celebrity, right? But yeah, I was in a room with Meek Mill when he was talking about he wanted to have a Call of Duty tournament, and I was ready to get in it, like at that moment, right? But yeah, this cup, like what Tariq said earlier, shout out to Big Body Small Wheels, but this will actually revolutionize how we're going to have conferences. This could possibly revolutionize how we interact with one another, how we monetize our brands through sound. Man, I'm just waiting to see the moment when big brands are starting to get onto this type of a platform. Us being able, what if the CEO of Walmart is in a room, right, and we are able to directly speak to a CEO of like a Target or a Walmart or stuff. That's where I see it going. It's going to be very powerful. I even see this, being a game changer, where it's just like, Alexa, log into Clubhouse. What they talking about? You know what I mean? Shit like that. That's where I see this going. You know what I mean? And don't worry, y'all. Me and Nudie gonna get it cracking on Clubhouse. So if you're on there, make sure y'all get with us, because we about to get it cracking. Probably this week we're gonna get it
cracking. That's a fact. That which leads me to my next segue in terms of how do you become COVID proof? Like, in terms of like, even with COVID going on, if you have a business, Malcolm, like, can you speak to that in terms of, what could some of our small businesses be doing in regards to battling COVID, knowing that there's a second wave coming, we're going to be in the house. I think COVID is not going to be over until 2020, officially 2023, early 2023.
Jesus Christ. You think it's going to be that long?
Yeah.
So
maybe like, or like the summer 2022. That's just my opinion.
I actually don't disagree with you, because people aren't, whether you do or don't believe in COVID, right? I just want people to take the simplest of precautions. If you go out, wear a mask, keep your hygiene intact. But that's not what we're talking about right now. So when we're talking about these digital platforms, right? And you want to COVID proof your business. So just to give you guys some context about this, Nudie and I, we have Influencers Lab Media, and we literally at the moment where they said that they were going to shut the country down, we immediately shifted our whole business model online. Why? Because prior,
with the Win Factory, with the co-working space,
yes, we
same
even did it with the Win Factory in the co-working space. We immediately shifted our entire platform online. But then,
shout out to Tam, shout out to AC, shout out to Kenya, shout out to the
yeah,
home.
shout out to the home team, Kenyon, Tam, and my guy Sizzles AC. Shout out to the whole home team, right? Us being able, but the reason why we were able to shift our platform online completely is because we were consistent in building the social capital amongst several different platforms prior to COVID. So prior to COVID, Nudie, what you was at? You had like 9,000 some odd followers on Instagram.
Something like that.
Yeah, and I was like, I had like 7 or 8,000 some odd
Well, eight,
followers on Instagram, right? But we had built our social capital prior to COVID actually coming, and that was because we were consistent in putting out our content, we were consistent in our relationships, and we were consistent in executing our content creation, right? Just with whatever it is that we were doing with several different contracts, right? So we just put out content on every single platform, us as a collective, right? So when COVID came, we were just because we had so much attention online, we were able to carry our business on online, where we were able to get several different contracts because they wanted to harness and leverage our social capital. And guess what? That costs money. So harnessing and leveraging our social capital costs money. So we were able to, create a couple of different contracts, leveraging our social capital and creating attention around our social capital for these specific contracts that we were getting. So that was one thing that we did. We just, because we were consistent prior to, we were able to shift online and leverage our social capital. But it's just simple little small things that you guys can do to get to COVID proof your business. Number one, get a website.
Yes.
Just get us, and it doesn't, Nudie, it's not, these websites ain't crazy, bro. Like, get a you could go to Wix, you could go to, and we ain't getting paid by none of these people. We telling y'all this because we want to see y'all win, right? You could go to Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, Shopify, Big Cartel, Weebly. I don't care where you go. Get a website, and let's just say let's just say you don't have the money for a website, right? Which I hope some of these platforms are $29 a month, $30 a month. Hopefully you can get yourself a website, right? But even if you don't have a website, Facebook and Instagram, you can at least build a shop on your Facebook business page. That is free for everybody. You could create your username on a Facebook business page, an Instagram shop page. You can at least, at the minimum, if you do not have a website, you could create a shop page where people can view your products on Facebook or Instagram and check out right there. So those few things that I've said, can easily one more thing. In order for you to bring attention to your Facebook shop or to your website or to, your digital platform, right? Put out content. I don't care if it's a podcast. I don't care if it's videos. I don't care if it's a written blog. I don't care if you're repurposing content on your media platforms, whatever. Just put out content. Post at least 3 times a day on Facebook, Instagram. What Nudie talked about. What you say earlier, Nudie? How do you kill the algorithm?
Be consistent.
If you are consistent across your platforms, and there are several different ways that there's a shit ton of ways that you could be consistent over your platforms. And I would say I would say personally right now, and I know we're going to talk about this a little later. If you guys get invited to Clubhouse, be on Clubhouse. Of course, the big three. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be on Instagram. You got to be on Twitter. Period. But if any business right now under the sound of my voice, please pay a lot of attention and really be putting out content on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and LinkedIn. Also, I don't know if you know, Nudie, Twitter just started they got stories on Twitter now.
Really, I don't really like Twitter. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, Twitter has stories called fleets. LinkedIn has LinkedIn stories as well. YouTube's already had stories. But literally, you guys, y'all can pick up this phone, put the video, and just start making content. Or if you're not good on camera, write shit out or get somebody else to do it for you. I don't care. Just put out content on all of these. Now there's different strategies and different ways that you need to put it out on several different platforms because each platform works differently, but you kill the algorithm by being consistent. Yo, okay. Okay, I know that penetrated
Real
over.
quick, another is the black owned. In terms, what would you call Wix? Like a like what type of what would you call like Wix and Shopify? What would you call them type of platforms?
You got to be a little more. Give me a little
So
more.
so like so even like an e-commerce platform, right? So there is another.
Yeah, out Shopify, 100% e-commerce.
Wait, but wait. So there's a black owned platform that you guys can also check out, which is part of the Black Dollars Matter group. Shout out to my guy Don Cortex, and it's we is it
Yeah,
websafe
is it?
websafeking .com, which is also black owned. So check that out.
Oh yeah, shout out to my guy Don Cortex. Was he in the? Is he in the comments? I didn't see him in the
Yeah,
comments.
it's on my personal page.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Don Cortex, our guy. Doing some major stuff with main social media. But yeah, guys, in order to crack that algorithm that everybody always complains about all the time, put out the content. People are so scared to put out the content. I don't care if it's a meme, a GIF, a small 10-second video of you just literally putting your product up to the camera. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care what it is. Just put out the content. Put out the content at scale. You can make several videos with your phone every day. You could type up a blog in the notes on your phone every single day, talking about your niche or your target demo or whatever it is that your target demographic likes or your expertise. Like you could talk about this stuff every single day, make a video every day, which is stuff that Newey and we do it every single day across multiple platforms. So if we could do it and our time is valuable. If we could do it, y'all could do it. So those are 3 ways that you can COVID proof your business. Putting out number 1, putting out content at scale on every platform. Number 2, getting yourself a website, driving traffic to your website, and really
You gotta play online. You have to be online.
you gotta play online. Gotta play
You have to
online.
be online.
And
It's a necessity,
if you
imperative.
haven't gotten a website yet, you could please at least get a Facebook shop, Instagram shop, and go have at it. So those are 3 ways to COVID proof your business in the midst of a pandemic. So I hope you guys are listening, taking notes, and please contact us. Contact us. We are here to help. We're here to help. We're here to give you our expertise. If you want a consultation, you can book a consultation with us. Influencerslab.com/booking. We'll talk to you guys
Yes.
for a little bit of time for a fee. We will talk to
Yeah,
you
listen,
guys for a
buddy.
little bit of time.
The game is to be sold and told, right? But you gotta when you get really good information, you have to expect to pay for things. And a lot of times we want stuff for free, and there is things that are free out there, and we do things for free. But we do this for a living, so you have to respect our I ain't even gonna say hustle. Our hustle or business, whatever you want to call it. Like, and I think that's really important. I know we said that when you want a service or a product, you have to be willing to pay, and you gotta think about it. If the shoe was on the other foot, and then you were providing a service, would you want someone to ask you for that service for free, even if you're good at it? And I think that's one thing that we have to do more. You got to pay for what you want.
100%. I agree. And that's not even, that's not even limited just to the business, right? You want a mentor. All right. Sometimes you might have to come out of pocket to get a specific mentor that you want. You want to get a certain type of knowledge, outside of like a business consultation. You want to join a master class. All right. Pay
Yeah,
for it. You know what I mean?
yeah, like all like get books, like you know nothing worth having is like I don't want to say it's for free, but I think we have to get in a mindset of just even reciprocating, like whatever you want to receive, you have to also give that out as
100%.
as well. And that's you can call it good karma, you can call it good business practice, or you can just call it like um you know paying for what you want. And I think that's really that's something that I think is really important to say, because a lot of times, like, we always we want stuff for free, we want discounts, and at times, is that me? Is at
Yeah,
times
that's you, bro.
you turn me down, turn my mic down. At times that's that's good, but other times you got to pay to play, and
Yeah,
that's
100%.
just
100%. That's just
yeah.
what it is. All right, Lou Diddy, what we talking about next,
So
bro?
look, yeah, we almost
Yo, we already an hour in, bro.
yeah, so yeah, we
What
almost
y'all what y'all don't know is that me and New Diddy, we talk all day, every day anyway. So we probably can keep this up for a minute.
nah, but
We probably keep this up for a minute.
yeah, we're gonna end it on a good note. Um, so I do have a book. Do have a
Yeah,
book of
New
the
Diddy,
day.
hit him with the book. You got a good one tonight too.
I got a good book. So Russell Simmons is my guy. I've been following Russell Simmons for a long time. Just he's a great business person. Def Comedy Jam. He was uh the owner of, what was Def Jam. He sold Def Jam, right? Um, he's a yogist. So when it comes to meditation and things like that, Russell's the first black person that I know that talked about like mental health and especially like yoga in that realm. But I ran across his book many years ago, and this book is called "Do You," right? Very super dope book. It's called "Do You." It's 12 laws to access the power in you to achieve happiness and success. And I think a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough credit or believe in ourselves enough. And if we have a vision, we need to stick to it and never let anyone tell us anything different, regardless if they tried it and they couldn't do it or they had bad experiences. We should never let anyone put their experiences on us. We have to experience it for ourselves. And so one of the things that he talks about, it he said what holds most people back isn't the quality of their ideas, but the lack of faith in themselves. Whatever you dream,
Ooh.
whatever you dream you're following, people will always tell you you can't do this or you'll never be able to do that, but you can do it. And the world belongs to the people who say I can. So you got to believe it. Like, the power of the tongue is real, right? Like, I can is the two of the most powerfulest words in the dictionary. Um, and I think that like I can, I am. We have to. If we have a vision or a dream, you gotta double down, and you gotta believe in yourself more than anything else. Like, the
Yo,
idea
to beat the algorithm of life.
to be the algorithm of life, you have to be consistent. You gotta show up, and you gotta believe in yourself. Like, you before anyone else can believe in you. Like, that doesn't even matter. Like, people say, "Yo, I know you can do it. I believe in you." Like, that's you need that motivation. But if you don't believe in yourself, then none of that what people say really even matters. So I would highly suggest you guys get that. It's Russell Simmons' book. Is called "Do You." Um, and it's a really good book. It talks about vision. It talks about doing for self. It talks about believing in yourself, and it's a spiritual book too, believe it or not. when it comes to business and life, like a lot of things are spiritual, and you gotta, you gotta get your spirit right, man. You gotta, like meditation is key. Like I just started meditating. I want to say maybe like two couple years ago. I don't do it as often as I would like. But I think that meditation helps us clear our thought, and I think this is very important. So I think.
But what are some other things that you do, New Diddy? Like I know we talk about meditation a lot, but what are small things that you do to like clear that mental space out in your brain, bro?
Yo, I listen to music. I think music for me is a stress reliever. I read a lot, and I like to be around like-minded people and positive people, right? Like I feel like energy. I'm big on energy, right, and vibes and stuff like that. So like I think that's very important to be around like-minded individuals, to read a lot. I look at a lot of different like YouTube videos. Um, like I do a lot of soul searching, man. Like that, like I do a lot of me time. Just even if it's for real, even if it's not just doing anything, just time to think, not doing shit. Like and then like spending time with the youngin, with young C, with my daughter. Like those things for me are relaxing, and I don't know. I just like the, just I'm always trying to evolve. Like every day. That's always the goal.
I think what we struggle with, and I think a lot of people struggle with and don't really know it or recognize it, is just being present in the moment.
Yes, that's what
I think,
meditation does.
yeah,
Being present.
meditation definitely helps you be in a space where you're, just present in the moment. And I super struggle. That's probably one of my biggest struggles is, being able to decompress, or, just being present in the moment, or just like slowing down, because, we are in a certain space, us as a company, and it's almost kind of like we have to constantly move with a sense of urgency. But then when I actually take a step back and I think about it, like everybody else isn't moving with that urgency that we moving at, so it's cool if we take that small amount of time to kind of chill. And that's something that I struggle with. Me personally, I read. I'm an avid reader. Nudie got me into reading, y'all.
I got a whole library, man.
Yeah, Nudie got a whole library. Nudie got me into reading, so I'm an avid reader now. Video games, definitely.
Malcolm got me into video games. I actually have a Xbox now. Thank you, Malcolm.
We gonna
shout out to my guy Steven.
We gonna get Nudie's Xbox set up too. So yeah, y'all, just take time for yourself. And like I said, that's something that I know I struggle with, because I don't do it as often as I need to. I know I'm have a few people say something to me about that, because I know they're listening. But yeah, y'all, it's important as COVID and as states are still shutting down and things are still crazy. Don't forget to take time to clear out your head, because if your head not good, the rest of you won't be good. So just take time to clear that out. And if you need help
100%.
clearing your head out,
100%,
go get some help.
Yo, mental health is real. I think like shout out to all the therapists out there. Shout out to my homegirl Crystal. We're gonna have her on here.
We're gonna have her on here.
Yeah, we're gonna have her here soon. I think that it's really important for us to get out. Not like COVID. Officers in the house. Get the house more. Let me get in nature. Like ride a bike. Take a walk. Do some shit that'll get you outside of the house. Get out the house.
100% agreed, bro. 100% agreed. Yeah, y'all. We already been on for an hour and 15 minutes, bro.
Yo, so look, Matt, real quick, we wrap up. What's coming up? What can people look for from Influencers Lab, the Wealth League, IFL Gaming, Spinning Black Matters, the Win Factory, IFL? Like what can people? I know
it's not IFL, dude. That's what it was last year. It's Futures First now.
What?
It's Futures First Gaming, not IFL Gaming.
I didn't say IFL Gaming.
Yes, you did.
I did not. I said Futures First, then I said IFL. We're gonna run it back. Anybody IFL Gaming? Please comment. Man.
You definitely said that. You still my guy though.
I would say something, but we on live, bro. I'm gonna let you slide, bro.
All right, I appreciate your life. So with the group, we're actually doing something really, really big with the group, and I know it's so major, and I don't really think, once we drop it, I don't know if people really gonna understand how major it's really gonna be. So
Big
right
deal.
now we're building our website, spinningblackmatters.com.
Mm-hmm.
The website will be a directory, so you will be able
Yes.
to see if people choose to join our directory. We will be vetting all of the businesses to make sure that they are legit, because we don't want people to be having bad experiences, right?
Right.
But you will be able to get on our directory, and also the main
The
part is
main
that
part.
we will be turning
Terminal
our
fees.
website into a marketplace. So
Marketplace.
if you guys do not have a website and you don't have a Facebook shop or Instagram shop, you will be able to come on our platform,
Yep.
build a shop, put your product up on our shop. People
Yes.
could come to your shop on our platform, and we will also, for a fee, be pushing people to your page as well on our platform through our shop. So we are really, really, really trying our best. We're doing what we can to really circulate this black dollar in the digital space. Like we'll talk about this later, but Black Wall Street might not be a physical thing, y'all. It might be digital.
Shout out to my guy Dan Young.
Yeah, shout out to Dan Young. Black Wall Street,
Doctor.
as much as people want this to be a brick and mortar thing, it might not be a brick and mortar thing. We might need
Yo,
the platforms
it's a
digitally.
revolution. Things are being revolutionized, man. Like everything is changing the world as we know it. I think when COVID happened, the world needed a reset, and I think COVID was part of that reset, and things are changing. And listen, we gotta, man, either catch up, keep up, or get left back, and that's
Yeah, get down and lay down
real.
for real.
That's real.
Yeah, get down
That's
and lay
real.
down. So that is the major thing that's happening with the group. That website is going to be so key for so many people who are actually looking to, just scale their business up. Within, and keep circulating the black dollar. We know
Keep
the
it,
stats
keep
with the
it,
black dollar, so
keep it
we
moving.
just need to circulate it much, much more. So, that's that.
Future's first gaming. Future's
Future
first
First
gaming.
Gaming, huge things coming. We've been partnering with school districts, community centers. All we just got a lot of people coming in through the pipeline. But December 12th and 13th, we will be having our Pandemonium gaming
Pandemonium.
tournament, and we'll
Panda.
Pandemonium.
Panda.
That actually
Panda.
that's the name of our team, the Angry Pandas.
The
That's the name
Angry
of our
Pandas.
gaming team.
Yep.
So December 12th and 13th, we will be having a full weekend of virtual
Yep.
tournaments. We will be partnering with RSN Esports down in Washington, D.C. On this, which is their awesome group of black guys who are doing a lot of the same things that we're doing, and really reaching out to these kids in these schools for this programming and these STEM opportunities for our black and brown kids. So a lot of dope shit happening. But we will be having the gaming tournament December 12th and 13th. Fortnite, Call of Duty, NBA 2K,
Second.
Madden, Tekken, and Smash Brothers, I believe. So make sure you guys go to www.futuresfirstgaming.com, click Pandemonium, and you can register yourself or your kid. And
Yep.
yeah, we will have prizes and all of
Please,
that.
please spread the word. If you guys
Yes.
don't know about how big the gaming industry is, like this is the next when people are looking at the .com boom and certain things like that, like the gaming industry is so major, and the biggest thing is like we have 83% of our kids already gaming, right? But when it comes to competing, like these kids are like they're winning millions of dollars, right, in gaming, and it's imperative because they can learn so many different skills from gaming. And like I said, like we're teaching these kids coding, we're teaching them entrepreneurship, we're teaching them what else, Mel? Like it means
Content creation. We're literally
yes,
like coding, having these kids have educational STEM opportunities. We're building a pipeline from high school to colleges so
yep.
that these kids can be into technology. Like we need to be in that conversation.
Kids are
Man,
literally getting scholarships to go to school to play game. Like I don't think. Listen, this gaming shit is so major. Like
And especially with COVID, like actual sports aren't
they can't
as
play. Yes, they can't play
you're
sports.
not playing actual sports like how you used to. So all the kids, all the introverted kids, and not even just the introverted kids, like all the kids are able to showcase their skills in a different way, virtually, in a safe, COVID-proof way. So gaming is so huge, and shout out to my guy New Diddy, shout out to Steven Sy,
Steve,
and
what
shout
up,
out to my
though?
guy Ron. Um,
Round up.
four black men
What up,
who,
M?
yeah. Oh yeah, shout out to Emily
Yeah,
too. Four black men who came together. We created this company and now it's rolling. So that's what we got December 12th, 13th. Please get your kid or your kids or yourself into
sign
this
them up.
ecosystem. We got some
Yep.
major stuff coming. The gaming league will be in January too. So just stay tuned. Maybe I'll throw it over to you, bro.
So the Win Factory, which is shout out to Tam, shout out to Tam, shout out to Tam.
Shout out to Tam Tam.
So the Win Factory is a co-working space located downtown Wilmington, the only black co-working space, definitely in Delaware. We're downtown Wilmington, right by the train station, the business district. We have some really, like, we're excited because we're revamping the Win Factory. We got some good things coming. Some dope forums. The Wealth League, which we have different expert speakers, whether it be in entrepreneurship, um, real estate, and investing. We're ready to revamp and get things back really pushing. So you're going to see us push out a lot of content and information on that. We also have, I don't know if we can, I think we got a new co-working space coming, and it's in another city, but I don't know. I can talk about that too much.
Can we no, we can't talk about that yet.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we're excited. 2020 has been a rough year and a great year at the same time, right? And we excited with what the future has to hold for, or has in store for us. And as far as Influencers Lab, we're doing a live this Tuesday with Top, with one hit away.
Yeah, we're doing a lot
Shout out,
with Top.
shout out,
Shout
Top.
out to
Top got some. He got an announcement that he's going to make. I ain't gonna say nothing.
He
But
announcing it while we talking to him.
well, yeah, man. Listen, why wouldn't he?
Shoot. Okay.
Why wouldn't he turn it up with us on there? Come on, man.
All right. Say no. I ain't know you. I ain't know you was doing that. All right.
Yeah,
So shout out to my guy Top.
yeah, we're gonna be on IG Live
Tuesday
at 7 p.m. Tuesday. It's gonna be dope. So we want y'all to tune in. And what else, man? We got anything in the fire?
Subscribe to our what's the science? Subscribe. If you go to YouTube, search the Lab Coat Boys. You can also click the links. Subscribe to us. YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're on Anchor. Yep. We're on Google. We're on Apple. Please subscribe to us. Share. Listen to our past.
Spotify.
Yes, we're on Spotify as well. Please listen to our past podcast. Watch us on YouTube. I know, me and Nudie, we're actually working hard to really scale this up. So please just, go subscribe to the Lab Coat Boys on YouTube, and also subscribe to the Lab
share, please share. Give us some likes. Share, please share.
Yeah, share, give us some likes, interact with us, talk
share
to us.
Share these videos. Like, share our podcast. Like, we really, like, we for the culture, we really want to uplift our people. We want to give as much value as possible. And we also have merchandise, some we got some fire
merchandise coming.
Dollars merchandise coming, along with our Influencers Lab merchandise. So we I mean, yo, man, this it's on.
We trying to be COVID proof just like y'all.
Nah, that's 100% fact. 100% fact. See, other than that, man, like, we want to thank you guys for tuning in as always.
Wait, Nudie, where can they follow you?
Oh man, okay. So Clubhouse, I'm on Clubhouse. If you guys are on Clubhouse, I'm a Nudie. It's Nudie, just NEWDY on Clubhouse. Excuse me. Instagram is Nudie302. Facebook is Nudie302. No, I'm sorry. Facebook is Nudie Felton. Twitter and Instagram is Nudie302, and LinkedIn is
Yeah, I think so. Not I think my all my platforms are the same. Malcolm Locks everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I think Clubhouse might be Malcolm Locks on my name, Malcolm Coley. My gaming page on Facebook is Malcolm Coley. My LinkedIn is Malcolm Coley. So it's either Malcolm Locks or Malcolm Coley. Just check out. And I changed my profile picture on every single platform to be the
Consistent.
same.
Same
So you
thing.
see me and Malcolm Locks is right across my shirt. So you cannot miss me at all. That's what I got.
All right, man.
That's
So
it.
look, once again, we thank you guys for tuning in. And we will see you guys next Sunday, same time, 7 p.m. Spread the word. It's considered every Sunday is What's the Science?
What's the science with the Lab Coat Boys every Sunday, y'all? So tune
Every
in.
Sunday at 7
And if
p.m.
y'all want to get the replay, like I said, subscribe to YouTube and our Anchor.
Subscribe now.
Subscribe, and
Do it
listen.
now. Don't wait. Do it right now. Go ahead and
Do it right now.
subscribe. If you're on your phone, go ahead and let's make it happen.
Yep. New Diddy. Appreciate you, big guy.
But now, always, man, all love. Y'all have a good night. We out.